just see when the time comes. What did you make of Turkey Al-Sheikh's FaceTime? He said he wants a trilogy. What did you make of it?
Don't you put trilogy that rating?
It's wanna Turkey.
Pardon?
That's what.
Okay.
Oleksandr Usyk has finally revealed why he dismissed Tyson Fury's persistent push for a trilogy fight. According to Usyk, it would simply be a waste of time and resources. Let's be honest, losing once could be chalked up to an off night, but losing twice, months apart, isn't about bad luck or flukes. It's just undeniable reality.
And that was it. How do you come back from this, Tyson? I don't know. This is up to the man and whatever he wants to do. If he's got a...
Usyk has proven he has what it takes, while Fury remains in denial, struggling to swallow his pride. After all the hype, he's been brought back to reality with 2 decisive defeats.
From the UK, what doubted my son? I said, every TV company is one sacking off. Sack them off Monday mornings, they don't.
Now, Fury and his father are out here spinning conspiracy theories, unable to accept Usyk's dominance. It seems acknowledging the truth is just too big a blow to Fury's ego.
Usyk, I want my revenge, Usyk. Well done on tonight.
It all happened because Tyson Fury, after years of dominating the heavyweight division like he owned it, started feeling invincible. With an unbeaten streak, a larger-than-life persona, and confidence that could light up the Vegas Strip, he believed he was untouchable. But here's the twist. Confidence doesn't win fights, especially if you step into the ring expecting your reputation to do the punching for you. Meanwhile, Oleksandr Usyk came prepared for battle, armed not just with his fists, but with a meticulously crafted game plan. Fury, on the other hand, gambled on his size and the outdated notion that bigger always wins.
So, a lot of people had me at least 2. I just don't know. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. It's happened now. I know boxing, been in it all my life. You can't change no decisions. But I'll just always feel a little bit hard done by. Not a little bit, actually a lot. But I think when you don't get the knockout, it's...
One of Fury's most questionable decisions, let's call it a asterisk chef's kiss asterisk of overconfidence, was bulking up for the fight. He showed up heavier, betting on the idea that sheer mass would overwhelm Usyk. But physics had other plans. All that extra weight left him about as mobile as a parked car, and against Usyk, who moves like a boxing ballerina, it was a recipe for disaster from the start.
No. What do you want to tell Usyk right now? Run, rabbit, run. Run!
Usyk's footwork was nothing short of a masterpiece, slipping in and out of range, landing clean shots, and commanding the ring like he owned the deed to it. From the opening bell, he set the pace, forcing Fury into a desperate game of catch-up, and the stamina, unreal. While Fury was gasping for air by the halfway mark, Usyk looked like he could go another 10 rounds without breaking a sweat. This wasn't just physical domination, it was mental warfare. Usyk was the chess grandmaster, and Fury didn't even know how to play the game.
I swear to God, if I won it by only 3 rounds, lost the fight in front of all.
That's why the second loss to Usyk didn't just sting. It completely shattered Tyson Fury's grasp on reality. Instead of taking a moment to reflect on what had happened, Fury stormed out of the ring like a kid who'd just had his candy stolen, mumbling about injustice and rigged judges. According to him, he won the fight by at least 3 rounds. 3 rounds? That's not confidence. It's pure delusion disguised as damage control.
Well done on tonight. God bless. I want my revenge for the robbery last time. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go.
Fury wasn't just mad at the judges. He took aim at the entire salty boxing system, calling the decision a robbery. But let's be real. You can't rob someone who barely showed up to the fight. Usyk's crisp punches and flawless footwork left Fury with nowhere to hide, and it was plain as day to everyone watching, except Fury, of course. And he didn't stop there. His promoter, Frank Warren, joined the denial parade, calling the scorecards dumbfounding. Apparently, watching your fighter get systematically dismantled still wasn't convincing enough.
24 rounds, listen. Now it's already.
And then, as if the denial tool wasn't enough, Fury started clamoring for a trilogy. But here's the twist. It didn't seem like he wanted another fight to settle unfinished business. It felt like he was pleading for redemption, desperate to rewrite the narrative because he couldn't accept how it ended. The unshakable confidence that once made Fury feel untouchable now seemed broken, replaced by something that looked more like desperation than determination. Fans and analysts weren't buying it, and rightly so. What was the point of a third fight when the first two weren't even close?
Let's fight. Make it happen.
Mr. Excellency. Your Excellency.
Meanwhile, Oleksandr Usyk wasn't entertaining the idea of a trilogy for a second. When asked about it, he shut it down with a simple yet powerful statement: "I have nothing left to prove." And he's absolutely right. He defeated Fury twice, and both victories were decisive.
To the winner by unanimous decision.
Still undefeated. Still.
Why risk a perfect record just to entertain the ego of a man he's already outclassed? Usyk had bigger things on his mind, and a third bout with Fury wasn't one of them. For him, this wasn't about dragging out a rivalry. It was about moving forward, staying focused, and continuing to build a legacy that didn't rely on pointless rematches.
Was tired, it was marked up, and he's now having to say, and he actually called it me, he said, "Turkey Al-Sheikh, let's make the fight happen."
Usyk's team echoed this sentiment. They saw no value in revisiting Fury, especially after the Ukrainian champion had already proven his dominance. Fury, on the other hand, had lost his unbeaten record, taking with it any leverage to demand a third fight. Usyk's camp made it clear. They were focused on meaningful challenges, not repetitive bouts that wouldn't add anything to Usyk's resume. Efficiency was the name of the game, and wasting time on Fury didn't fit into the plan. While Fury begged for a trilogy, Usyk turned his attention to new opportunities. Promoters began speculating about potential fights with other top contenders like Daniel Dubois or Joseph Parker. Bouts that would further solidify his status as the undisputed heavyweight king. Usyk's refusal to entertain Fury wasn't just about shutting down a rival. It was about prioritizing progress over repetition. Eddie Hearn, the ever-talkative promoter, didn't waste a second chiming in with his thoughts.
Where does he go from here?
Who?
Tyson Fury.
It's only one fight. There's no point in me. It's not the time to start calling the fight out. You don't know what Fury's going to do. Maybe he doesn't want to fight again. The one thing I will say is Fury performed well. You know, it's not like he's a finish fighter. His timing was off. His punch resistance is...
Speaking to DAZN, Hearn called Fury's loss a pivotal moment in his career. That his promoter speak couldn't hide the grim reality. But Hearn wasn't just rubbing salt in the wound. He was already hyping up a potential Fury versus Anthony Joshua clash, because of course he was. According to Hearn, Fury didn't exactly Bowman a rematch, but he wasn't his usual self either. His timing was off, and his punch resistance seemed diminished. Which is a polite way of saying Fury got caught out by a better fighter again. Hearn suggested Fury might need to rethink his approach if he wants to stay in the game. But let's be real. Hearn's main priority was setting up his next big payday. On the other hand, Carl Froch didn't waste any time sugarcoating things. Known for his blunt takes, Froch ripped into Fury's performance, saying he lacked the aggression that's typically his trademark.
Daniel Dubois jumped in the ring and said, "Let's get this fight on." I think he was told by Bricktop to do that. Jump in there, make a bit of noise. So Daniel Dubois got...
When Fury had some success, he didn't believe in it enough to back it up. Froch said, which is basically boxing speak for saying he froze. Froch also pointed out that Fury seemed to be waiting for a miracle punch that never came, as if Usyk was just going to stand there and let it happen. Froch even suggested that retirement might be on the horizon for Fury. He's wealthy, he's accomplished, but once the fire's gone, it's hard to keep going. Translation: if you're only here for the paycheck, maybe it's time to call it a day. Johnny Nelson, another no-nonsense analyst, spent his time praising Usyk while breaking down Fury's many missteps.
Closer, the scorecards, but the right man won. I think Tyson Fury was constantly having to react instead of being the one that's activating the shots. And the right man.
Nelson pointed out how Usyk took control right from the opening bell, forcing Fury into a reactive stance. Fury was constantly reacting instead of initiating, Nelson said, which is a polite way of saying Fury looked completely out of his depth. He also noted that Fury's hesitation in the ring was impossible to miss, as if he was second-guessing himself at every turn. Whether it was the pressure of the rematch or the lingering sting of the first loss, Fury just couldn't get out of his own way.
That's right, just to be clear.
Why you shut up?
But just to be clear about
Listen, video boy.
No, but the contract.
Just shut up, video.
Then there was the public reaction, which, let's just say, wasn't exactly kind. Social media exploded with hashtags like #Usyk Masterclass and #Fury Exposed, with fans quick to label Usyk a surgeon in the ring and the most complete heavyweight of his generation. Fury, on the other hand, got roasted for his post-fight antics, especially his insistence that he actually won the fight. Fury's delusional, one fan tweeted, while another suggested he focus less on excuses and more on making adjustments. The consensus: Usyk is levels above Fury right now, and everyone knows it, except maybe Fury.